So for today's video, we are going to do the packet tracer entitled Configure a WPA2 Enterprise WLAN on the WLC. So this is the addressing table and the objectives. In this activity, you will configure a new WLAN and a wireless LAN controller or WLC, including the the WLAN interface that you will use. You will configure WLAN to use a Radius server and WPA2 enterprise to authenticate users. You will able to configure the WLC to use a SNMP server. So we're going to do this. Configure WLC to user Radius. Secure WLAN with WPA2 enterprise. Connect host to the background scenario. We have already configured the WLC with acquisition WLAN. You configure WPA2, PSK for the etc. This allows administration of the user accounts from a central location and provides exchange, security, and transparency because each account has its own username and password. In addition, user activities log on the server. In this lab, you will create a new WLAN interface. Use that interface to create a new WLAN and secure the WLAN with WPA2 enterprise. You will also configure the WLC to use the enterprise Radius server to authenticate users. In addition, you will configure WLC to use an MP server. So the instruction part 1, create a new WLAN. Step 1, create a new WLAN interface. So these interfaces are known as dynamic interfaces. The virtual interface is assigned WLAN ID, and traffic that uses the interface will be tagged as WLAN traffic. This is why connections between the APs, the WLC, and the router are over trunk ports. For the traffic from multiple WLANs to be transported through the network, then open the browser from the desktop to admin PC. And then search for web browser. Let's check it again. Admin PC, connect to the IP address of the WLC over HTTP. Let's copy the IP address. Paste here at the URL. HTTPS dot paste the IP address. HTTPS. Go. And log in with the username admin and password Cisco123. Admin and Cisco123. And then click the controller menu and then click controller menu and then interfaces again. And from the menu on the left, you will see the default virtual interface and the management interface to which you are connected. Okay. Click the new button in the upper right hand corner of the page. No, click in the upper right hand corner of the page. You may need to scroll the page to the right to see it. We will call it WLAN 5. WLAN 5. Configure the WLAN ID as 5. And then this is the WLAN that will carry traffic for the WLAN. Click apply. Configure the interface to use physical port number 1. Configure interface. Port number 1. Multiple WLAN interfaces can use the same physical port because the physical interfaces are like dedicated trunk ports. Address the interface as follows. Okay, let's do this. the IP address. Just enter 192.168.5.254, and then the net mask 255.255.255.0. Gateway 192.168.5.1. Primary DHCP server, same as the gateway. Just copy and paste here. Okay. User traffic for the WLAN that uses this VLAN interface will be on the 192.168.5.0/24 network. So, the default gateway is the address of an interface on router R1. The DHCP pool has been configured on the router. The address that we configure here for DHCP tells the WLC so forward. Be sure to click apply. Okay, apply to enact your changes and click OK to respond to the warning message. And then we have to save configuration so that your configuration will be in effect when the WLC restarts. General monitor. Save configuration. Successfully saved. Step 2. Configure WLC use a Regius server. So WPA2 Enterprise uses an external Regius server to authenticate WLAN users' individual user accounts with unique usernames and passwords. Can be configured on the Regius server. Before the WLC can use service of the Regius server, the WLC must be configured with the server address. Click the security menu on the WLC and then click new button and enter the IP address of the Regius server in the server IP address field. And so wait for a second. The Regius server. Okay, Regius SNMP server. The IP address here. Copy, then paste. And then this requires a shared secret value. Use Cisco123, confirm the shared secret, and click apply. Okay, let's proceed. Shared secret is this Cisco123, and then confirm shared secret. Click apply. Okay, done. Note it is not a good practice to reuse passwords. This activity reuses passwords only to make the activity easier for you to complete and review. Let's go to step 3, create a new WLAN. Create a new WLAN. Use the newly created WLAN interface for the new WLAN. Click the WLANs, enter in the menu bar, locate the drop-down box in the upper. Click go. Use the proper name floor to employees. Copy. Paste. Assign an SSID F5. 5. Change the ID drop down to 5 hosts. Hosts will need to use this SSID to join the network. When you are done, click apply. So click apply so that the settings go into effect. Now that the WLAN has been created, you can configure features of the network. Click enabled to make the WLAN functional. Choose the VLAN interface that will be used for the new WLAN management. Okay, click the drop down box. WLAN 5. Go to the advanced tab, scroll to Flex Connect. And then enable. Click apply to enable the new WLAN. If you forget to do this, apply, the WLAN will not operate. So step 4, configure WLAN security. So click the WLAN ID of the newly created WLAN to continue configuring it if necessary. Okay. Click the security tab under the layer 2. Select WPA plus WPA2 from the drop-down box already. Okay. Authentication key management enabled. And then open the drop-down boxes, IP, configure the server 2, click apply to enact this configuration. You have now configured the WLC to use the radio server. Okay, apply. So now part 2, configure DHCP scope and SNP. Step 1, configure DHCP scope. So the WLC offers its own internal DHCP server. Cisco recommends that the WLAN DHCP server not to be used for high-volume DHCP services, such as that required by larger user WLANs. So first, should be connected to WLC GUI from admin PC. Click the controller menu and then click interfaces. So WLC 1 and admin PC. Controller. Successfully saved all configuration. Okay. Interfaces. Click the management interface record. And then management interface record. So the IP address 192.168 gateway netmask interface addresses. We want the WLC to provide WLC. Okay. Okay. DHCP server provides addressing to devices on wireless. Internal DHCP server. DHCP scope. And then, to create the DHCP scope, click the new button. New. And then, name the scope wired management. And then you will configure this DHCP scope to provide addresses to the wired infrastructure network that connects to admin PC. Apply. Click apply to create the new. Click the new scope in the DHCP scopes table to configure addressing. Information scope. Enter the following information. Full start address. Paste here. And then full end address, copy, and then paste here. Status, let us enable. Okay, already enabled. Provide the values for network, netmask, and default routers from the information. Okay. Interfaces back. Management. The interface address. Internet DHCP server. Okay. Wait for a second. So let's just browse the following. Copy the full start address. Paste here. And then the full end address. Paste here. Status enabled. Netmask copy here and paste. And then we already configure it. Apply. Going back. Click save configuration. Okay. Successfully saved. Then the internal DHCP server will now provide an address to LAP1 after a brief delay. When LAP1 has its IP address, the CAPWAP tunnel will be established and LAP1 will be able to provide access to the floor 2 employees SSID 5 WLAN. If you move the mouse over lap 1 in the topology, you should see its IP address, the status of the CAPWAP tunnel, and the WLAN that lap 1 is providing access to. So as you can see, the status, and then let's go to step 2, configure SNMP. Click the management menu in the WLC GUI and expand the entry for SNMP. SNMP, trap receivers, new. Enter the community string as WLAN underscore SNMP paste here. And the IP address, copy it, and then paste here. Then click apply to finish the configuration. Then part 3, connect host to the network. Configure host to connect to the enterprise network. In the Packet Tracer PC wireless client app, you must configure WLAN profile in order to attach to a WPA2 enterprise WLAN. So click wireless host and open the PC wireless app. Let's proceed. Wireless host, PC wireless, and then click the profiles tab. Click the profiles tab. And then click new to create a new profile name. And the profile name would be WLC net. Highlight the wireless network name for the WLAN that we created earlier and click Advanced Setup. Click Advanced Setup. So, verify that the dhcp network setting is selected and click Next. Next. Just click Next. So, enter login name user1 and the password user1 pass and click Next. Security, WPA2, personal, WPA encrypted, WPA2 enterprise, next. And then click, enter login name user1, user1, and then user1 pass. And click next. Verify the profile settings and click save. Congratulations, your profile has been successfully configured. Connect, WLC net, connect, profile, and click the connect to network button. After a brief delay, you should see the wireless host connect to lap 1. You can click the fast forward time button to speed up the process. So, configured for host on R1, the address will be, you may read to click the into fast. So, go to step 2, test connectivity, close the PC wireless app, open a command prompt. Okay, let's type ping, and let's search for the IP address. Attributes, CLI or the command line interface. Let's ping. So let us ping this one. 192.168. Paste here. Ping. So again, ping. Paste here. Sorry for the ping 192.168.200. So pinging. Reply is all successful. So now we are done with the packet tracer activity. Configure a WPA2 enterprise WLAN on the WLC. So thank you guys for listening and watching.